Hello, my name is Onolia Garcia, and our theme for this presentation was Baroque.
My name is Yajaira Tellez.
My name is Jackie Martinez,
My name is Frida Ramirez.
and today we'll be talking about what is Baroque, Baroque in architecture, art, music, and literature.
What is Baroque? The original meaning of the word Baroque comes from the French or Portuguese, means irregular shaped or irregular pearl. Baroque now refers to architecture, music, art, and literature in the late 16th century to the early 18th century. Baroque style tries to create an emotional reaction rather than an intellectual understanding. Some artists include Gian Lorenzo Bernini, Carlo Maderno, and Annabelle Garassi.
Baroque in architecture. Baroque in architecture. One of the main characteristics in Baroque architecture is the light to elaborate space. So as we see in this picture, we see how light creates space. It's highly ordinated and it's a great use of concave and convex curvatures, as we see in the picture here. The incorporation of arts such as painting and sculptures to construct deception. A combination of Renaissance and Mannerism, which from Renaissance it gets to classicism, which is the use of order, harmony, and hierarchy. But it has elements of Mannerism, which are texture, color, and dramatic lighting. So one of the main architects of Baroque style were Francesco Borromini, Guarino Guarini from Italy. From Europe, we have Domenico Zimmermann, which is Germany. And from France, we have Francois Mansart and Gian Lorenzo Bernini. So connection I made was this church I visited over last summer in Oaxaca, Mexico. It's called Templo Santo Domingo de Guzman. It has the Spanish Baroque styles we see here in the picture with the highly ordinated and the images. And as we see in the domes here and the facade. And here's a picture of it.
This is Baroque in art. Baroque in art contains paintings, sculptures, and dance. It is emotional and dramatic. It is emotional rather than intellectual. It is complex. It shows realism and naturalism, cultural challenges, religion, richness, and colors. The style of Baroque brought a new sense of creativity to the table. It sought to make things very emotional, with this creating an emotional connection between the painting and those who would observe it. It started in the 17th century and originated in Italy, and as well as it influenced other artists. It has uniqueness in comparison to other art styles, and this image is one of the first Baroque paintings. Yeah. There was many artists who also did the Baroque style, and I included some other names here and as well some other artworks.
Baroque in music, here's a representation of a concert by Robert Tornelius in France during the 1690s. Baroque in music, Baroque architecture and music had a high level of emotions involved and reflected upon the cultural and political shifts at surrounding areas. Baroque music had a profuse ornamentation. It had a preference for vocal or instrumental virtues. The music is highly elaborate, kind of like architecture. Baroque music had similarities to music like opera, sonatas, and concerto. This type of music has contrast to the classical period, which had melodic lines in the supporting background, also known as the accompaniment. The genres are there's dance and fugue. Dance is usually for dancing, and then fugue is piano based, usually studied too. Sonatas, which describe music that was played rather than sung during Baroque. Sonata de cámara, dance-like movements for 2 to 3 players, and Sonata de chaisa is serious in character and written for church. The vocal styles are concerto grosso, Baroque, oratorio, and cantata, which grosso had small group of instrumentalists and a large group of strings. And then oratorio was similar to opera, always sacred and usually performed without scenery and costumes, and Cantata was poem or story set to vocal music, consists of solos, duets, and trios with contributions from the chorus. They can either be secular or sacred.
Baroque literature. It was usually over ornate, uses techniques like antithesis and hyperboles for exaggerations, and has play of words. Some examples is the Satara Philosophic, poem by Sor Juana Inés de la Cruz, Paradise Lost, poem by John Milton. And this is an example of Paradise Lost. And here is a timeline of the Baroque, and it starts from 1590 to 1656.